Masters, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Path to Mastery, episode 189 with Debra Wanger. Listen, Debra and I had a really cool conversation today about, I was in a weird place during this episode. I wasn't even going to do it. I was going to bail out, but it was on a schedule, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And it was perfect. It was the perfect conversation for me to have at the perfect time. And you're gonna hear why as we get into it. But Debra is a past actor, a former actor, and she wrote the book, The Resilient Actor. And hey, just because she's an actor, you want to listen to her, because what she talks about is this is exactly the same in sales, entrepreneurship, and it's amazing, and it's just a really, really cool, awesome conversation. Okay, we'll leave it at that, and we'll let you judge for yourself. But I'll tell you, for me, it was the perfect conversation at the perfect time, and I hope it hits you like that as well, because sometimes you just gotta shut it down and take a break and recharge. All right, that said, listen, don't forget about my monthly meetup. The last one was amazing with Mr. Hergenrother and Mr. Tim Paulson. And this month, we got a special treat with my good friend, Jim Black, Mr. James Black. His team, he's a real estate agent. His team closes, 250 homes. He's been doing that for years, 250 plus. He's probably at 300. I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, but I don't know exactly what his numbers are, but he's a rock star, and he's a humble dude. And you're going to see or hear when you're on the episode on the meetup with him, he's just a really good, down-to-earth, humble dude. He's awesome. So join us on our meetup for November 12th, 4 p.m. We're moving it to 4. On November 12th, 4 p.m. Eastern, Jim Black, the Matarazzo brothers, and we're going to have some other special guests joining us. So go to davidsmeetup.com right now, register. As a matter of fact, if you want, I would pause this. You can go to davidsmeetup.com and get registered for next month's meetup, and make sure you show up, all right? Don't just sign up, show up. All right, don't forget about Vulcan 7, our sponsors for your FSBOs expired needs, all your database prospecting needs, vulcan7.com/path to mastery for a special opportunity. And finally, 35 call challenge. My friends, we just finished an amazing 35 call challenge. You know what occurred to me? Why not share the past 35 call challenges, because every day, it was 5 days straight, was recorded, and I have the recordings, I have the documents, and it's like the perfect how-to template for For Sale by Owner. So if anybody's interested in purchasing the For Sale by Owner 35 call challenge, just go to 35callchallenge.com. You can jump into November's class, or I'll send you the FSBOs from this month. How's that sound? All right, anyway, I know the intro was long today, and I just want to tell you, you rock. I appreciate you listening to the show, and enjoy Debra. I mean, she's amazing. You rock. Hey, Masters, welcome to another episode of Path to Mastery. Today we're with Debra Wanger. How's it going, Debra?
I'm great. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing really good, thank you. Really good. I got my Patriots jersey on, by the way.
Oh, go Pats.
All pumped up for, we get to Brady left us, but we look like we're doing really good after week 1, so I'm pretty excited about that. And it's getting cool out here. Where are you out? You're in California, right?
I'm in California, so it hasn't really cooled off yet. I mean, cooled off is all relative,
Yeah, like what's that, 75 cooled off for you?
Exactly.
Nice.
When it gets into the 50s, we're all bundled up in our parkas,
Yeah, nice. All right, good. Well, thanks for joining us today. And a little bit about you. You're an award-winning actor, singer, certified wellness coach. You've performed in theaters. I can't even say that word. Cabaret, can you?
Cabarets. Yeah.
Cabarets. Thank you.
It's French.
In French. In screens from New York to Los Angeles. Sought after public speaker, leading workshops at university theater programs and corporate groups across the country. While working at CAA in a talent manager, she helped guide careers of many top Hollywood names. Debra draws wisdom from decades of working as an actor, talent manager, and lifestyle coach to give actors and creatives a holistic approach to their profession that marries the mind and body. Man, I'm just terrible at bios.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to make the world a better place by
good.
keeping people
You're
healthy.
trying to make
There you go.
yes, Deborah's making the world a better place. You know what? And here's the thing. What really caught my attention was, your book is The Resilient Actor: How to Kick Ass into Business Without It Kicking Your Ass. Amazon best-selling book. So let's talk about that today. So obviously your book is relating to in Hollywood and show business, right?
Right. Start with what you know, right?
Start with what. So how does that? So well, first off, tell us about that. How does that? How do you kick ass in that business without a kick in your ass? And because I'm guessing it's probably pretty similar.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I was an actor. I've been an actor, since I was 9 years old. I started acting, and then I went off and worked professionally. And I did everything wrong. I was a hot mess. I was lonely and fat and broken out and depressed. And if I wasn't working, I felt like I had no life and no meaning, and I did it all wrong. And so fast forward to finally got my health together, and said, you know what? And then went back to acting because I had taken a break, and it's all in the first chapter of the book if you want to hear the long version. But I was a hot mess, and when I got my act back together and finally found a way to have some balance and some health and lost the weight and felt like a human again, I was like, oh my goodness, you don't have to be sick, you don't have to be miserable, you don't have to be insane or unhealthy to be in a creative profession. And that even though it's very challenging to do that. So I started coaching people and writing about how to stay sane and healthy in a not very healthy career. And there's a ton of overlap with people who run their own business and entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs are basically auditioning just like actors all the time. They're always hustling. They're always putting themselves out there. You're always generating your own work. There's no boss who just tells you what to do. So it's a lot of the same challenges as being an actor, being an entrepreneur. Actors are entrepreneurs, right? They're out there hustling, looking for jobs, looking for opportunities to do their gig. So there's a lot of crossover there.
So what? Maybe I misunderstood what you said, but I think you had said you don't have to be sick or insane or unhealthy to be in a creative business. Did I hear that wrong, or is that what you said?
There's a lot of pitfalls. It's very challenging to not. Yeah, but that's what I said. I mean,
so why do you say that though? Like, I'm not understanding that. I guess.
Well, there's this mythology that to be an artist, whether it's a painter, an actor, or whatever,
so to be
that you have
creative.
To be anything creative, that you have to be.
Are you saying creative people are like crazy? That's like the stereotype a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. That you have to be overworked and overstressed, and you have, the cigarette in one hand and the drink in the other, and and that you can't have balance or a life or, be healthy. As well as, you think about how many like movie stars and stuff have killed themselves. Some of the great, whether it was actually, literally killing themselves or just with drugs and alcohol, and how many creatives really met a horrible end because they were having so many challenges. It's not necessarily because they were actors or because they were singers, but there's a ton of challenges that come with that lifestyle. So I'm doing my best to help people counteract all the pitfalls. Sometimes it's as simple as getting enough sleep and eating well, treating yourself like an athlete, like a creative athlete, and taking care of your body. And some of it's mindset, and the whole balance of rest and recovery. You can't go 24 hours a day. You can't just work and never pull back and rest and recharge before you go back out. And some of those things sound obvious, but I had to learn that the hard way. And I think there's a lot of people who just feel like they have to keep gunning and can't take a break to refuel and recharge so they can really put their best forward.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting conversation we're having right now, or I should say ironic, because 2 days ago, everybody can go back. We're recording this on September 17th. If you look on September 15th, I put a video on my Facebook page where I just said, you know what, I need a reset. Like I'm just effing done. I need to take a break. I need to just disconnect from real estate for a couple of days. And I did. And it's been amazing. This is honestly the first I've canceled podcasts, and pretty much canceled everything except a few clients I had no choice because we're under contract to work with the last few days. And it was amazing to take that reset. And I almost canceled this too, but when I looked at the title earlier, I'm like, we got to talk about this.
That's great. Thank you for
this is what I'm experiencing right now. And like you said, sometimes you just gotta. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Like it's like a computer. Like if your computer's hung up, what do? You power it down, and then it usually. But what most people, they don't power it down, is they fight with it and try to figure out what's wrong. Spend a whole day trying to figure out what's wrong when all you need to do is power it down.
Right. No, I'm just not drinking enough coffee. I'm just not going hard enough. I'm just not, no, we are batteries, right? We have like a battery and there's things that drain us and things that charge us. And we sometimes just drain and don't recharge, just like our phones. You have to plug it in and not use it for an hour or two to let it do its thing. And, sleep, nutrition, meditation, watching a movie that makes you laugh, just hanging out with your friends, calling a friend, whatever it is that recharges you. Yeah, we absolutely have to do that. Like anything, you can't work out 24 hours a day either, right? Any good trainer will tell you have to recover,
Rest.
Right? Have a rest day, have a yoga day, just take a walk that day. You can't go. It's the same thing. So congratulations for realizing like, whoop, I got a time out. And if you had rescheduled on me, I would have gotten it, because that's like, that's practicing what I preach. So
yeah,
good for you.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I appreciate it. I didn't get as much time off as I had hoped. And I think this weekend I'm just going to shut it all down, like literally just shut my phone off. And, the challenge I have now is I don't have an assistant right now. It's just weird since COVID started. And I don't want to make this is like all of a sudden turn into like my counseling session here.
Tell me more. I'm a coach. That's what I do.
And it's interesting though, once COVID started and, things changed a little bit, we went virtual. I don't have an assistant. I started doing my own podcast, doing my own production, which is 2 hours a week that I need to get off my plate as soon as possible. Just all this stuff. And it just kind of caught up with me. And then just dealing with all these things with, transactions not going the way you want. You're meeting with people and they're not doing what you think they should do. And I just realized I was pushing. I'm just pushing too much. I'm trying to just control every little thing and push things to, I don't know if I'm even saying that right. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, totally. And how great that you had that awareness that it's like, I got to stop and take my foot off the gas for a minute and just let it settle. And sometimes it's not about forcing it. Sometimes you got to wait, and it's been I call it the emotional Corona coaster right now. I mean, it's a wacky world. 2020 has been a wacky year so far. So I'm sorry that you've been feeling it too. But
I think we all do. We're all human. I've always considered myself a grinder. Like I'm persistent. I built my business on prospecting and cold calling, and it's weird. It's just like it's almost like now. Not that I don't like cold calling anymore. I don't know. It's just maybe it's wearing on me. Maybe I'm changing. I don't know. It's weird. It's different.
Well, I think it's important to be able to grind and to be able to cold call and push when it's time to work. But then it's time when it's time to rest or recover or chill to be able to do that as well. And that's hard for some people. These type, we type A people have a lot of trouble like being enough. If I take a few hours off, the whole business world is not going to go without me. Like I'm going to be okay. And then when you do come back to it, you have so much more to bring to it. And you'll live longer, right? Because you're not going to keel over from a heart attack because you've just been going. So it's all good. Your doctor will say the same thing. It's good for you to take a little break.
Yeah. I like that you said that. I want to thank you for saying that, because I think that was what I needed to hear. And hopefully other people listening to this right now needed to hear that, because you're right. The reality is And that's my challenge. It's either everything or nothing. It's like all in or F it, nothing.
Right.
But you're
and
right.
That's what made you a success, right? That's what makes you successful. But it's sometimes you gotta.
Yeah, that's what the break is what it's about, right? So like you said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with grinding and being persistent, but then you got to shut it down. And I think I don't ever shut it down. Is my problem. You know, I'm if I'm not grinding on the phones and I'm writing articles or I'm you know, figuring out a way to do a marketing campaign, or it's always something. And it's just, I think it just comes.
That's amazing. You have a great work ethic, and that's great. And don't beat yourself up for that. And know, you know, sometimes when it's time to rest, and be okay with giving yourself the rest time. And that's actually still being productive. It feels, I know sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm wasting time just hanging out with a friend, or I'm wasting time. I could be going. But you also got to enjoy your life a little bit, and you're refueling, right? You're stopping for gas, right? If you're a race car, you still have to take pit stops.
Masters, I'm going to get you right back to the show. I want you to go get registered for this month's meetup, November's meetup, coming November 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're changing the time. Mr. James Black is going to be joining us. James is an amazing real estate agent. His team closes over 250 houses a year. They've been doing it for years, and he's a super humble, good dude. He's going to be there to interact with you, answer your questions, as well as share some of the strategies they're using right now as things are changing. My friends, you want to be on this meetup. We also have the Matarazzo brothers are going to be there as our guest hosts again. Those guys are amazing, fun, and just a fountain of knowledge. So, and we have a special surprise guest that I'm not going to tell you about yet. My friends, go get registered right now, davidsmeetup.com. And another opportunity for you is get yourself a chapter of my book. We're going to do a chapter on call reluctance this month. Okay, so if you want to know, understand, call reluctance, go to davidsfreebook.com. Again, davidsfreebook.com. You get chapter 3 of the book for free. It's yours, and I just want you to enjoy it. My friends, enjoy the rest of this show. It's funny, I watched over the weekend, I did watch that Cobra Kai. I don't know if you're familiar with that super
I've
Netflix
heard about it. I haven't
series.
caught it yet.
Yeah, I ended up getting it. But then at the same time, I'm watching it, and there's not really anything else going on. I'm thinking I'm wasting time. This is a waste of my time. You know, can't you sit around and watch, you know, useless TV shows for 3 hours? It's a waste of time.
But did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it? Did you fill you up and make, you know, if you enjoy it, it's fine. If you're just scrolling endlessly and watching infomercials and just a zombie, maybe that is a waste. But if it does something for you, you know, a little downtime, a little enjoying your life, it's good. That's why you're working so hard, is so you can enjoy it, right? That's
right. One of the best things I did last week was I took a walk with my daughter. We went for a 2-mile walk, my 6-year-old, and it was fun. It was an hour or so, and she was complaining the whole time, but we still had fun. This is so far, Dad. I'm like, this is not
do we have to?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So we have a listenership of a lot of real estate professionals, salespeople. You know, I'm guessing a lot of them are in a similar situation, especially in real estate. Inventory is really low right now. Mm-hmm. It's tough. There's a lot of people that are uncertain about doing things. People, you know, buyers agents are writing offers and offers and offers, and none of them are getting accepted. What would you say to those people that are listening? Or, you know, you're like me, you're meeting with all these people about listing, and they're wishy-washy. They don't want to, they're waiting, they sign paperwork, and then before you can even put it on, they change their mind. They're going to wait till spring. Just so many of these weird scenarios. What do you say to the people that are
I mean, 2020 is just, everyone is freaked out. Everyone is scared, right? And to try not to take it personally, that it is the industry right now. It's people's attitudes. People are scared, right? People are hanging on to money and acting in fear for the most part because there's so much uncertainty, right? We don't know when the economy is really going to open up again. We don't know when people are going to be able to take their masks off. We don't know when, you know, you can hang out with friends again without worrying if they're going to infect you. I mean, there's so much uncertainty and fear going on that people have an emotional connection to money. right? So if they're scared, they're not going to spend, or they're going to spend very cautiously right now. So one thing is to understand that, and that people are scared. So anything we can do to ease our own fear and ease our clients and our buyers' fear, that's because it's so much of it just comes down to emotion. And if you go down to like Maslow's human needs, remember that from psychology class in college?
Yeah, of course.
You got to feel safe before you can like worry about the next level things, whether it's being creative, whether it's buying a house, what the other stuff. So anything that you can do to help yourself feel safe and help your clients feel safe, and that there's some certainty, and that this is not going to last forever. This country, this world, we've been through wars, we've been through other pandemics, not in our lifetime, but we have, and we will get to the other side of this. It feels like forever from now, but we will. And if we're in a fear response, we need to calm down our nervous system. If it's our clients that are doing that, anything we can do to ground them and help them feel just to chill out. So for us, that's deep breathing and meditation, and just turning the news off, staying away from the social media that's making us crazy all the time. So that's things we can do for us, and to just remember it's not going to last forever. That we're in a cycle, but helping our clients feel as calm and giving them certainty where they can, that would be helpful. And just that we're going to get to the other side of this, but it is hard, but just to not take it personally, because everyone's whacked out right now. The whole economy is, and it's so do what you can.
It's a great point. We did a thing on with our team on Monday, and that's what we talked about. We said that we're feeling this, but we also have to realize that the people we're in contact with, that we're calling, that we're following up with, are also feeling the same thing, and we don't know how they handle it. They may not have a support system like we do to handle everything they're going through. Yeah. So,
and it's a tough time. It's indisputably a difficult year in a lot of industries. I mean, I work with a lot of actors. Most of my bread and butter is working with actors, and that industry is dead. There's zero theater aside from just little brave people here and there. Hollywood was totally shut down, and it's crawling back. So my clients are terrified right now because the industry was entirely shut down, and so it was devastating. So we'll be back soon, but it's been a challenge.
So if I sum this up, is really about taking care of yourself and health, eating right, sleeping, being healthy, exercising, meditation,
keeping a routine when you can. Make a routine. If you don't have a routine, make a routine. Yeah, I get a lot into the book about how to set goals and habits and things that you can do daily for yourself. And whatever your industry is, what are the daily practices that you need to do to make small incremental changes to really kick ass. And it doesn't have to be, instead of thinking huge things, I've got to write an entire book today. I'm going to write a sentence today. I'm going to write a chapter today. I'm going to write a page today. And if you write a page every single day, before you know it, you'll have a book, instead of saying, I got to sit down and write a book, So I'm all about the atomic habits, the tiny habits. I think that.
I love it. Yeah, who's that in the back behind you with the boxing gloves on?
That's me. That's the cover of my book. Yeah.
Oh, is it? That's awesome.
Yeah, my publisher sent me that, and that's the workbook planner. So yeah, I use the metaphor of being a boxer, that if you're resilient, you can take a bunch of hits and not so bad. If you come into the ring drained, with your one good punch, you're out. But if you have taken care of yourself and you're resilient, you can take a lot of punches before you're gonna fall down. So, and then for the workbook, and my gloves are on, I'm ready to fight. So ready to put into practice.
I feel like I took punches for like 6 or 7 months, and then finally I'm like, but at least I pulled the plug before I held down.
Yeah, and it's not that you're never going to get run down or bad stuff's never going to happen. It's figuring out how to refuel and reboot when it does.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I need to do right now in my life. I need some help too. One of my goals now is I'm going to hire a personal assistant again and get that.
Right. And outsource what you can, delegate what you can. Absolutely.
So, I share that because other people may be in the same situation where they're doing so many things that they picked up during COVID. Now it's time to just give those things back and start focusing on other areas of our business and life and stuff right now.
Absolutely. If you can outsource and delegate things to other people, please, and focus on what you do best. If you're great at sales, if you're great at cold calling, if you're great at client interaction, then you should be focusing on that, not on the, organizing your pens and billing or whatever it is that someone else could do for you.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, cool. So how do people get in touch with you? How do people get your book?
DebraWanger.com. That's WANGER. Has everything about me, coaching, speaking, acting, the books, everything is on there. And then Amazon.com, you can get the Brazilian Actor Workbook, and there's an Audible version too if you want to hear me read it to you. So that's cool. My voice. So yeah,
what were you in any famous movies or anything that we know of?
Not a lot of famous. I've been on a lot of famous sets with clients, but I played Patty Hearst's maid in a TV show, which was pretty fun. Who's
Patty Hearst?
Patty Hearst. Oh, it's from this. There was a big news story in the 70s. She was, William Randolph Hearst, like Hearst Castle. She was a rich girl who got kidnapped and robbed a bank. And Google it. It's a pretty trippy story. Yeah. All right. And a movie about Arnold Schwarzenegger, not with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Some commercials, some little stuff, but mostly work in live theater. I love the interaction with an audience. So
I love it. Good. Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate your time. So in your summer, I guess, in kind of wrapping everything up, put it together. What do you want if somebody's listening to this? What's the one thing you want them to walk away with from listening to this?
Well, take care of yourself because no one else will. And, since our business has slowed down right now, maybe this is a great time to refuel and recharge and focus on some of the habits that we let go a little bit. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we eating? Are we getting some exercise? Are we doing something for stress relief? Are we staying connected with other people? Are you getting on the phone and talking to friends and being connected? Use this opportunity that maybe business is not at its best, but maybe you can work a little bit on taking care of yourself. And then the business will benefit from it when you get back up and running.
It'd be a good time to focus on the foundation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Awesome. Hey, thank you. I appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this with us.
My pleasure. It's great talking to you.
All right. You too. All right. Have a good one. Hey, Masters, 45 seconds. That's all I ask. I appreciate you listening to the show. I don't know if I say that enough, but I know you can invest your time wherever you choose. So thank you for spending it here with us. Remember, if you want any information on me or my events coming up, just go to my website, which is davidihill.com. Again, davidihill.com. Click on the events tab. You've got webinars, you've got past webinar replays, everything is there. You can also get access to our sponsors there if you click on the affiliates link. So again, everything is at davidihill.com, and we'd love to have you join us on our Facebook community, but just go to Facebook and search groups, which is Path to Mastery. And finally, as you know, you can get yourself a free book by going to davidsfreebook.com. My friends, again, I just want to say I appreciate you spending time with us. Oh my gosh, I forgot to review. If you would, it helps so much if you'd be willing to go give me a review and then email a review to me at david@davidihill.com. Email it to me. I'll read it on air for you. And I just want to say I appreciate you again for listening to the show. You rock. Enjoy the rest of your day.